Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Tropical Atlantic Basin update. So, looking at tropical storms Felipe and Rina. As of 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, Saturday, September the 30th, Tropical Storm Felipe has maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 999 millibars, and southwesterly movement at 5 miles per hour. And then Tropical Storm Rina has weakened slightly with 45-mile-per-hour winds, central pressure of 1,002 millibars, and northwesterly movement at 14 miles per hour. Looking at the latest cones for both Tropical Storms Rina and Felipe, Tropical Storm Rina is expected to slowly weaken and dissipate through the next few days, completely dissipating by Monday afternoon as Rina moves out to sea about 500 to 700 miles southeast of Bermuda. And looking at the track for Tropical Storm Felipe is expected to do the opposite. Felipe is expected to become a hurricane by early Tuesday morning and maintain hurricane status through at least early Thursday afternoon as Felipe begins to curve to the northeast by Thursday. And despite this, we're going to be seeing some impacts across portions of the northeastern Lesser Antilles from Tropical Storm Felipe. So looking at the latest cones for Rina and Felipe from Zoom Earth, satellite imagery, and cone, looking at Rina, 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm as of 7:30 p.m. Central Time this evening, going to Sunday 1 a.m. Central Time, 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the northwest, Sunday 1 p.m. Central Time, 35-mile-per-hour remnant low moving to the northwest, curving to the north by Monday 1 a.m. as a 30-mile-per-hour remnant low, and then dissipating Monday afternoon 1 p.m. as a 30-mile-per-hour remnant low. Now looking at Felipe, Felipe is still undergoing some pretty powerful wind shear. However, the wind shear is expected to relax over the next day or so, and this is going to allow for some strengthening with Tropical Storm Felipe. Going into Sunday 1 p.m. Central Time, looking at a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the west-northwest. By Monday 1 a.m. Central Time, 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the northwest. Monday 1 p.m. Central Time, a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the northwest about 200 miles to the northeast of Anguilla and Antigua-Barbuda. Hurricane by Tuesday 1 a.m. Central Time with 75-mile-per-hour winds. Going into Tuesday 1 p.m. Central Time, 80-mile-per-hour Category 1 hurricane moving to the north. Going into Wednesday 1 p.m. Central Time, 90-mile-per-hour Category 1 hurricane curving to the north-northeast. And then by Thursday 1 p.m. Central Time, 90-mile-per-hour Category 1 hurricane curving out to sea. So I mentioned that we're going to see some impacts from Felipe in the central and northern Lesser Antilles. So let's take a look at this in the 18Z run of the GFS model. You can see some rain bands wrap into areas like Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, and Guadeloupe by early tomorrow morning, going into Monday afternoon and Monday evening. We could be seeing some moderate to heavy rain across areas from Dominica northward through Anguilla, and this is going to continue through Tuesday as Felipe slowly moves to the northeast of the northeastern Lesser Antilles. Could even see rain as far west as Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands by Tuesday, and then Wednesday even. Rain continuing in areas like Anguilla, Antigua Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Bartholomew, Guadeloupe, and even towards Martinique and Dominica. Eventually, the rain's going to move to the north by Wednesday, still impacting areas like Anguilla, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. And eventually, we're going to see most of the rain pull out by Thursday. Now, looking at some rainfall accumulations in the GFS model, could be seeing quite a bit of rain in much of the Lesser Antilles, anywhere from about 1 to 2 inches in areas like St. Lucia, Barbados, into Dominica, into Martinique, and then as we go up towards areas like Guadeloupe, Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, could see as much as 2 to 4, even 5 inches of rain. So we could be seeing some flooding issues, especially in the northern Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands about 1 to 2 inches, as well as Puerto Rico. Looking at the European model shows rain moving into the northern and central Lesser Antilles by tomorrow morning, continuing through the day Monday, going into Tuesday, a moderate to heavy rain across the central northern Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. The European model continues rain through Wednesday, and then we see the rain exit by Thursday as Tropical Storm Philippe moves to the north of the Lesser Antilles. And looking at rainfall accumulations in the European model showing much of the same as the GFS, about 1 to 3 inches of rain across most of the Lesser Antilles, in areas like Anguilla, Antigua Barbuda, about 2 to 4 inches. And finally, looking at the Canadian model for Tropical Storm Philippe, as we go into Sunday night, early Monday morning, seeing some rain moving across the northeastern Lesser Antilles, continuing through Monday and Tuesday, and rain exiting by Wednesday as Philippe intensifies and moves out to sea. And looking at rainfall accumulations in the Canadian model across the Lesser Antilles, the Canadian is more aggressive, bringing a widespread 2 to 4 inches with pockets of 5 to 7 inches. So make sure you're preparing for some flooding if you live in the central, northeastern Lesser Antilles especially. So thanks for watching this evening's update on Tropical Storm Rina and Philippe. Make sure you're preparing for some heavy rain and flooding if you live in areas like Dominica, Martinique, Guadeloupe, Antigua Barbuda, Anguilla, maybe as far west as St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Barthélemy. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.